So we've been running Mythos together for the last few years, and but I think it's funny to think back to how this all started. I remember when you first joined the team here, it was we were having a difficult time with some very complex web projects, and you came in as a technical project manager. And then one day, I had this crazy idea on a cocktail napkin I give to Frank, and he heads off to the beach with a bunch of developers, comes back with a prototype, and it was primarily built to develop print communications. And I remember approaching you to say, "Hey, Rob, I think there's something here. I want your project management skills on it." And I'm just curious what your thoughts were if I'm pulling you off the web and putting you onto a complicated print job that everybody knew was a challenge.
Oh, well, it's interesting because I don't think at the time you knew that some of my background was working in variable data and merging variable data to produce online products at the time.
So when you first picked up what Frank had dropped off, the prototype of it wasn't called Mythos at the time, it was just called Story Library, I think. What were your initial reactions?
I thought it was interesting because of the tagging aspect, that data-driven idea of bringing in external data and tagging content to align to the stories that we were trying to deliver.
I think that's a good point, right? You came in here as a project manager, evolved into the product manager, and I knew you had that product management space in your old job, but in the case here, it's a much more difficult job, and I don't think you give yourself enough credit to be a product manager of a product that started as a cocktail napkin. That's a much different job than coming into a place where you've got a very specific function on a well-defined product to build. And I think what's been interesting is like this collection of people that have come in to build Mythos all come from different backgrounds.
It's a very interesting mix of skill sets that have come together, right? And that's really led to a great place because we've got people who are variable data experts. We've got people who are service experts. I bring in that product knowledge and that project management approach through that lens that I think sort of brings that all together in an interesting way. But just the combination of people and the way we came from that very service and custom oriented background and how we've applied that to how we approach developing the product has been a very interesting and I think, valuable,
successful.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
I come to work every day feeling lucky to get to work with all of you guys. Everybody has their place. Everybody has their value, and it's kind of universally respected. It's just it's so efficient. It's so effective the way this kind of culture has come together here. And I say lucky. I mean, I'm sure we did something right, but
and that collaboration that you just were getting at, I think, is a big part of it, right? We just all, I think, there's a lot of respect for how we interact with each other about each other's expertise, and that brings a lot to the quality that I think is the team.
Yeah, learning and growing together, I think, is kind of the key thing, including our clients.
Yeah, I was going to say, just even the customers that we bring in, like we treat them the same way we treat each other. And I think that reflects in what they tell us, but also in, how we deliver all of this.